Hey everyone, Cookies here. This is the tree running guide for Ironman. So starting right off, the requirements we're going to need are 15 farming, and then we just need to have tree seeds and fruit tree seeds. You can do one or the other. For fruit trees, you're going to need 27 plus farming, so I'll just write that down. For fruit trees, and then 15 farming for regular trees. And you can run both, or you could just do regular tree runs, but this is going to be kind of demonstrating how to do both. And I have the different seeds listed in order from lowest to highest level, so just make sure you have 5 or more of each of those. And then I have a random. And then the recommendations for this method is going to be 51 magic or 45 magic and the Ardone Easy diary completed, so we have a way to get to Ardone. And then the Tree Gnome Village completed to unlock spirit trees. So without further ado, going into the inventory, I'm going to switch screens really quick. Wow, cool transition. This is going to be the inventory setup, so I just wear like full graceful. It doesn't really matter what else you have on. Just bring some coins with you, bring teleport methods, and just each of like different types of staves, and then air runes and law runes. And then you're going to bring magic secateurs or regular secateurs, a rake, a spade, and then you're going to need these plant pots and your seeds and a watering can. The rune crossbow is optional. It just helps with a shortcut if you have 59 smithing for a grappling hook, but if you don't have it, don't worry about it. There's plenty of other ways to get there. So starting right off, to get these plant pots filled, all we do is, we actually forgot something. Making a guide, I don't remember how to do something. We need a gardening trowel, so we're going to grab that really quick. This is just while you're doing the actual, this isn't for the run method, this is for making the actual saplings. So you have a gardening trowel, you're just going to take these seeds and put them in each of these little pot plants. And once they're all filled up, you just put water on all of them, and then you don't need the gardening trowel anymore. And then we just have to go fill up our watering can again. And then these generally take about 5 minutes to finish once you have water in them, and you can just leave them in your inventory, or you can put them in your bank, so you could do like a bunch all at once and then just throw them in your bank, and then if they sit in your bank or your inventory for 5 minutes, they will be done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these in here, and I'm going to grab the ones I already have out of the bank. And then we will go ahead and show you guys the method. So I'll put the gardening trowel back and put the watering can back. And the first place we're going to go to is Varrock. So we're going to go ahead and teleport to Varrock once our inventory is all set up and everything. And we just run north a little bit up to this tree patch that you should see as being empty. And I'll just remove this tree really quick so that we can pretend like it's empty. Bada bing. Just get your preferably ultra compost, or you can also go in your farming tab and see the requirements for paying them to watch your trees, which are usually like really easy requirements that you can just buy out of like shops and stuff like that. But I'll just be using ultra compost because they pretty much never die anyways, so I don't really mind. So we're just going to use ultra compost, and then we're going to use one of our willow saplings or whatever sapling we're using. This is the tree patch. So there's basically tree patches and fruit tree patches. This is the first tree patch. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run up here to the Grand Exchange, to the spirit tree. And we will use that to take us to the gnome stronghold. And then essentially, now that I showed you how to like plant a tree, the next thing I'll show you is what you do when you're picking from them. So you come over here, and when the tree's finished, you'll just hit check health. You'll get a big XP drop, just like that. And then you can also pick, for the fruit trees, you can pick the fruit off to get more experience. And then when we go over to the actual other tree patch, I'll show you guys what you do with those. So. And we just pick all the fruit off of these. We're just going to use the fruit on the leprechaun to get it noted. And we'll keep that for later because you can usually use these to pay for other trees and stuff like that. And then once the tree is empty and it has the chop down option, you can bring an axe with you and chop it down yourself. Or easier to do is just bring some coins with you and and find the farmer and just click pay, and you're just going to pay him and he'll cut it down for you. And then now we just rinse and repeat, put ultra compost down, put one of our fruit trees on this patch, and then we're just going to run a little bit south, and you can already see there's a tree right here. And the trees are pretty much the exact same, except we won't be picking anything off of them, so we're just going to check health, and then immediately we'll get a XP drop, and then we're just going to talk to the farmer. Why do they keep hiding from me? There he is. So, pay the farmer, chop it down, since there's nothing to pick off of those, and if you would cut them down, it just gives you wood cutting XP, so not really worth it. Grab another thing of ultra compost, use it, put a tree down, rinse and repeat. Cool. And then we're going to run north back up to the spirit tree, and we're going to have it take us to the gnome village, or the tree gnome village. And once we're here, we're going to run over to the gate. Then we'll just follow this little gnome outside. There's another fruit tree patch here, so we'll go ahead and grab a ultra compost. We'll just grab a couple so that we have more for the other ones. Check health, pick fruit. Then we'll go ahead and get it noted. We'll remove the tree. Put down another fruit tree. There we go. And then the next place we go to is going to be it's going to be Falador. So we'll go ahead and teleport to Falador. And then we're just going to run over to the park, and there you see another tree patch. Check health, pay, have it removed, ultra compost, sapling, and then now we're going to go to Lumbridge. And the best way I remember this route, or like which places I'm going to first and all that stuff, is I just write it down. So I just have like a quick little list in my RuneLite, or like a notepad of like the order of places I go to, so that I don't forget, because it's definitely easy to forget. So I'd recommend writing it down after you do it once. There is the yew tree, nice XP drop. Might actually hit 68 farming off of all this. I think I definitely will. Okay, I'm going to grab more ultra compost, and the next place we are going to is going to be Brimhaven. So we're going to teleport to Ardone, or you could use your Ardone cloak here and then just walk up to Ardone from here up this way, and you're going to come to the docks right here, and you're going to go to Brimhaven. And this is also why you need coins, is to go to Brimhaven. Oh, and we have a dead pineapple plant. Oh well. This is another fruit tree patch. And then we only have 2 patches left. We have a fruit tree patch and a regular tree patch. And that's one thing to keep in mind, actually, is you don't have 5 fruit tree patches unless you have Morning's End Part 1 completed, which I do not, so we will not be using that last fruit tree patch. So that means that we're doing 4 fruit trees and 5 regular trees every run with this method. And once you teleport, sorry, you're going to go to Camelot next, and we're just going to run down here to Catherby. Going to run past all of this. And this is actually where you buy the filled plant pots as well. It's just over in the farming shop in Catherby. That's probably the best place to get them. Or the farming guild, but I'm assuming that you probably have lower farming if you're checking out this guide. So here's another fruit tree patch. I don't think I'm going to hit 68 farming. I'll be close, but that dead pineapple plant kind of ruined me. gonna get this removed, and then this is where you can either teleport to Falador and like do Falador as your last patch and then run up to Taverley, because Taverley is where the last spot is, or if you have 59 smithing for the mithril grapple, you can go ahead and just grapple right here after this patch, and it will just take you right over to Taverley. And then we're just gonna run east a little bit. But again, if you don't have the grapple, which 59 smithing is kind of a annoying level to get to, but you're just going to run up to this farming patch right here from Falador, and it's really not that much farther at all. And this is where our last tree patch is. And then we go ahead and plant our last tree, and the run is complete. And we got a nice bit of XP. That run was like 22,000 experience for me. And now we're all done, and we can come back in. The tree patches are done every 4 hours, and the fruit tree patches are done every 14 hours. So typically the way I do this is I just do one tree run a day, just to not have to like keep doing tree runs over and over and over. So just once a day, I go and just do them both at the same time, rather than doing like tree patches individually, do fruit trees. And it just, yeah, it's a nice bit of XP every single day that I can look forward to. So that's the guide. Hope it helped. See you later.